We have this beautiful climbing rose bush in our backyard, but its trellis is broken down. Watch us build a new trellis from something that we already have in our backyard.
Hello everybody, my name is Tim.
And I'm Neva.
And today we're going to show you how we're going to build a 4-post trellis from this bamboo that we have in the backyard. We have a whole bunch of it, so it's great to use it for some projects. So we're going to build a trellis for our climbing rose bush today, and I got to go down and cut a few large bamboo and then also some small ones for the pieces in between. So that's what I'm going to do now. I got a pull saw here. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to cut here rather than using the machete. There you go. So I've measured out about 8 feet. So we have a foot and a half or so to put it in the ground. So we want it to be at least 6 feet off the ground. And I'm going to cut this one and use it to measure the rest of the posts. So also make sure when you're cutting the bamboo that you cut around the notches, because they cut better there. Otherwise it splinters a whole bunch. Now I'm just removing some of the smaller branches to have a smoother post. Sometimes it's a little hard to get it fully smooth. You can use a machete using this because it takes a little less effort.
And for this project, we're not super concerned about it being super smooth. But that's pretty smooth, actually.
Yeah.
So there are the 4 posts. Now we'll just dig the holes.
Yeah. So right now we're digging the holes for the 4 posts. We have one hole here we've dug about a foot deep with the post hole digger. We've used that. Some hard work right in the middle of the heat, so it's definitely hot today. What we're going to do now is put, to stabilize the posts, we're going to put gravel, that we have some extra gravel that we could use, and we're going to fill the hole with the gravel to stabilize the posts and then pack some dirt on top. We'll do that for the 4 posts, and then we'll do some rails at the top to get those in there. Okay, now here we are. We're finishing up the last hole here on the 4 posts for the trellis, and we have the holes we're digging about a little over a foot deep, and then what we found is that using the gravel, just filling the hole with gravel and then packing dirt on top, works the best to stabilize the pole. It's not going to be carrying a heavy weight, so it just needs to be able to stay up for us. So, and that seemed to work for us. So we're going to show you doing the last pole. It's great we had this extra gravel from a project we had done earlier to use this, something we didn't have to go out and buy anything. So now we've got one of the rails up here, you can see, We use zip ties. We drilled holes in the big posts and in also the smaller rail posts, and we zip tied the holes through there. You can use as many zip ties as you need. Our zip ties are a little short, so we actually put two zip ties together and did the hole there. And now I'm going to drill the hole here on this back post, our last post, and we've already marked it off to be level with this, which we have the holes over here. So I'm going to just drill this hole here, drill it to the outside. Now I'll put the zip ties in and put the posts in. So here we are on the last post, putting two zip ties in for a little extra reinforcement. And we're going to attach the post. This is definitely a two-person job, so I don't think you could do it by yourself. I wish we would have gotten longer zip ties.
Yeah, get as long as you can.
They're very cheap to get. You order a bunch of them from Amazon.
We haven't really used them before for this kind of thing. So that went through there. And then this is for the other pole, right?
Yeah, for the other rail when we attach that one.
Okay, well then that one's attached.
All right, you see that? So now we're attaching the shorter of the post rails at the top of the trellis. We've got the holes drilled on the posts, and we've threaded the zip ties through, which just takes a little time to kind of do that, but it's kind of trial and error to get that done. Now we've got two zip ties we're going to zip tie together.
You see the loops in here.
You see the loop.
On this, then connecting the loops.
Yeah, we're connecting the loops now.
Now tightening the loops.
And tightening. And then we rested the shorter post on top of the longer post we had already connected, so it kind of gave it some stability to begin with, made it easier to work with it. The zip ties seem to be holding them well enough.
Okay. We'll do the same on the other side.
And we'll do the same on the other side. Middle of each.
Yeah, the middle, yeah.
Middle of. So we're connecting the rails up here for the top, or just kind of the lattice sort of rows, and we're going to use just zip ties and not drill the holes, but the zip ties weren't long enough, and we've had a lot of success doing the holes. It hasn't splintered the rails at all, and it's working well and it's secure. So we just decided to go through and drill the holes. So we're doing the kind of the rungs on the sides here, and spacing them out kind of about a little over a foot or so. But I'm just drilling the holes. We're continuing to do the drilling through the through each of the posts. Just gonna show just drilling here. We'll just drill. Make things easier, we'll just drill it through both. Then we'll do the zip tie. Actually, while I'm here, I'll just do the other side too. Pretty level. Then we'll get the zip ties. That's all for the drill. So we usually do the zip tie through the big post first. You have to thread it through. Hopefully, it takes a little trial and error, but just eventually go through.
This on the ground than up in the air.
Yeah, it's easier to show this as they're down lower, so we're not having to work up on the ladder or above our heads. Just tighten that a little bit.
Above.
Did the same thing up above. And now we're throwing through the little one. Here we're gonna loop it through here, and then
this is just what we did across.
This is what we've been doing on all of them. We just put it here through, and then we tighten it. I'll come back by and tighten this once I get the other side on there.
Sometimes they don't come through super.
Thanks, just a little.
Oh, cool. Connect it.
Tighten it a little bit. Now we get the other. This has been pretty sturdy so far. Again, it's just a climbing rose that's holding it up, so it's not, doesn't need to be able to carry the much weight.
Great for garden use.
Great for, you know, any climbing plants that you have. And we just tighten them up on both sides. Once they're tight, it's pretty sturdy.
Then you can cut away the excess.
Then you can cut away whatever you don't have on there, you know, kind of make it look a little prettier. It's definitely rustic for sure. And we got to do this for the other side. We're going to put 5 rungs on each side, and then we'll do the other side there with 5 also. Well, sweetie, it's all done now. You finally have a trellis for your climbing roses.
Yes, I'm so excited. Look at this. Isn't this cool?
And we built it for only the cost of the zip ties. We had the bamboo in the woods over there, and we, you know, just had some old gravel that we used to keep it up. And now we have the climbing rose here, trained it up to go up.
Here's the climbing rose going up top, and it was blooming earlier in the spring, and maybe it'll bloom again later in the summer. But so excited! I've been waiting so long to have a really pretty trellis over here, and we could have used a cattle panel.
Yeah, we did. We've done a cattle panel, a couple of cattle panel trellises in the garden. There's a video about that, but we wanted something that was more, you know, natural, that would blend into the woods here. And also we didn't have to go buy cattle panels and you know, rent a trailer to get them.
But I really wanted something that would blend in with the woods. So this is perfect though. I love the look of bamboo, and we were excited that we could get the thicker post, and we put them in the ground, and it's really solid. This is awesome.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've done anything like this. So a little trial and error, and you decided to use the zip ties and drill the holes, which work really well.
And we kind of figured that out along the way.
You know, zip ties are really cheap, so you can get any size, color you want. And we trimmed them down to make it blend in a little bit better. So
we haven't worked too much with the bamboo. This, like I said, was kind of our first try, but just the zip ties seem to make more sense than trying to use screws.
Yeah, or
nails or anything. It's very bendable, and we found a way to make 2 work by looping them together. So I would really recommend that. And the drill seemed to take the drill really nicely with the bamboo.
Even the small posts.
Yeah, the small ones didn't splinter and held together with the drilling.
Well,
so I would definitely recommend that. Hope this inspires you to try. And you can use wood, just even regular wood. We happen to have bamboo.
Yeah, you could use any type of twigs or posts of small saplings you have in your yard. You can do it that way.
That works too. So I hope it inspires you to build a trellis for a climbing rose or any garden thing that you need to.
Yeah, and if you like this type of content, remember to subscribe, hit like, and we'll get you some more videos.
Yeah, so from the comforts of our home to yours. Bye. See you later.